I would like to welcome Sooner fans to high-end recruiting as we, saw some news over the weekend about defensive linemen that we could have leveraged, but at the same time, our attention is still turned to a lot of top prospects. And so in this update, there's about 3 updates that I want to give you all on some players. We've got a top 5 that hit. We've got a big prospect that we're going after that has decided to eliminate an official visit, and then a 2023 signee that's not actually going to make it. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right into the meat and potatoes. I'm your host, Jay, here at Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. Thank you for pulling up to the YouTube channel. We're going to go ahead and dive right into the first set of things. But before I really get into the meat and potatoes, I would like those who are believers, who are not, or whatnot, to take some time and put some thoughts and prayers or whatnot for Coach Todd Bates. He lost his father over the weekend, and so it was pretty tough probably for him with everything going on. Also losing your father right in the middle of heavy recruiting season. And so recruits mean nothing at this point. It's all about him and his family. So we want to lift him up in prayer, and we hope that, he gets the comfort that he needs in this trying time. So I understand losing a parent. It's very tough. So make sure y'all do that for Coach Bates. Okay. All right, let's look at some of these players, right? So first and foremost, 2023 signee Keyon Brown, the 3-star wide receiver out of Florida, will not be enrolling at Oklahoma this summer. He'll be going to Garden City Community College in Kansas instead. I'm assuming that this is a grade situation where he needs to, get his grades to the right point. I'm not counting him out of coming to Oklahoma. And to be honest, him going to the community college might be a good thing development wise. I mean, he's a big receiver at 6'3", 170, 80 pounds. So he's a big, stocky receiver, and going to community college, honestly, maybe, like I said, a good thing for him to get some playing time, get some reps, get himself into that good shape. I would love to have him in our system instead, but he'll definitely play at the community college level. And so we're going to wish him the best. I'm not counting him out of coming to Oklahoma in the future, but, we know that he won't be here coming in the fall. I saw an article in 24/7. Good job, Colin Kennedy, always doing his thing. And so wanted to give y'all that update on one of our signees that just won't be here yet. So we'll just cross our fingers and toes, gets everything going his freshman year there at the community college, and he will transfer from JUCO to Oklahoma, and we can go ahead and leverage his talents. Mainly because, with all the players we're bringing in and the ones that we've gotten from the portal or whatnot, probably wasn't going to see any game time his freshman year anyway. So I don't see that as a loss. I just see it as an unfortunate. I would love to, like I said, have him on campus, but we'll get him. He'll pull up a little bit later as Oklahoma is his preferred destination. Next up, let's talk a little defense, right? So if I'm correct, I heard rumors that Coach Bates, even with the father situation, hit the road after hanging out down at the C4 area in Durant, Oklahoma, before Sims made his decision, and headed out to Louisiana. Now, I haven't been able to confirm everything, but this is a rumor that has come around that he went and visited one 5-star defensive lineman, Dominic McKinley, and hearing that we actually are looking pretty good with him. Not saying that we're the number one or anything, but we're in a competitive situation. So we're sitting at warm with just about every single recruiting site in the sweepstakes for Dominic. Now, take a gander at him and his measurables. This will be a massive haul. Now, McKinley is listed at 6'7", 200 and at least 90 pounds of just man, baby. And 5-star, top 30 player in the country, considered the number 1 player in Louisiana, depending on what recruiting site you go to. That would be a huge haul for Coach Bates. And we actually offered his little brother on May 1st. So, we're trying to get the little brother who's 6'3" right now, 225 out of the 2026 class. So we're going after all the big boys. Now LSU, of course, is the favorite because they're basically the incumbent. Usually LSU pulls the local stars, but I'm hearing that we're making a big push. And he likes what he's hearing from Coach Bates and the opportunity. And some of these players want the chance to just go walk in and play immediately. and dominate. And honestly, at his size, if he is for real 6'7" and 290, oh my God, then yeah, put him on the field right now. Throw him against all those other offensive linemen in the country. We would definitely take him out there. So Bates got to do some visits on that. And so got your boy excited that we are definitely in the running for the top players. We won't win all of them. That's just the nature of the beast. You don't see anybody winning every single top player. That's why there's like 30 something 5-stars and they go to multiple places. We're still fighting for it. So don't act like Sooner fans that we're not trying, like the staff isn't trying. They're going after everybody. It's just I don't even think NIL is the problem. I know a lot of people want to say, oh, NIL, they're getting all these bags. I don't even think that's it. I think there's a lot more factors to it because Oklahoma has money. They're just selective about who they're paying. And I know they're offering a premium to these defensive linemen because defensive linemen are the premium in college football. Quarterbacks aren't the premium. Defensive linemen are. Like it's defensive linemen, so your linemen and then your edges, and then it's quarterbacks after that. And I say that specifically because there's less defensive linemen and you need more of them than you need quarterbacks. You usually get one quarterback a cycle. You don't get a whole bunch of defensive. You need multiple defensive linemen in a cycle. So they are the premium and the hardest ones to come across that are really good day one. So cross your fingers and toes, we can land ourselves another Tommy Harris, Gerald McCoy type and get them here to Oklahoma. I do expect us to have a really good defensive line class. I'm just telling y'all, I expect it. I've heard really good things. Nothing's perfect. The Sims piece was a hopeful cherry on top of a line that they're going after. So be careful what y'all say online. I don't need to preach to y'all ad nauseum in regards to how your conduct is as adults when it comes to these 16 and 17-year-olds making decisions. You should know better yourself. So I'm not going to even preach on that. Let's move on to the next update, which is around the offensive line. We've got two big ones. We got a top 5, as well as one offensive lineman target that we have is actually canceling an official visit. So offensive lineman Jason Zandamela or Zandamila, one of the two. I'm searching for the pronunciation, but we're hoping it's Zandamila. He is out of Clearwater, Florida. 4-star offensive lineman. He just announced his top 5. And in that top 5, we got to see, Oklahoma's name on that one. His top 5 schools are Oklahoma, Miami, USC, Florida State, and Georgia. So we're in a dogfight with some of the top programs for an elite offensive lineman. So let's look at the measurables here. 6'3", 200 and about 280 pounds, and got some good movement on it. We'll look at film on him a little bit later, but he's more of an update. Top 5 has landed for him, and so we're a part of that team. So Coach Beatonbow is doing what he do best, going out there to go out for him. And so Jason is a top 120 player in the country consensus-wise, and he's beloved by just about all the scouts. He's got that size, he's got some good movement, and he's a former rugby player, so he's scrappy. That's something that you want. You want a nice, scrappy player that can do that, right? Let's keep our fingers crossed that we can get ourselves. I know that we're going to get an official visit out of him. And if we can get him for Camp U barbecue, oh boy. And I've seen a little preliminary list on Twitter, and we're going to talk about the players that's going to be there for that. Because that weekend is usually the weekend that sells players into come to Oklahoma. And so we'll talk about that. And the last update is going to be prospect Bennett Warren, the 4-star offensive lineman, offensive tackle, who is a top 200 player in the country. 24/7 has him as a top 100 player, and all the other recruiting sites has him roughly in the top 200 total, except for Rivals, but doesn't matter. Man's a monster. 6'7", 330-pound tackle. Coach Beatonbow's out there recruiting him heavy. And he just canceled a visit to a team that we thought he was going to go to, Oregon. He decided that he's no longer doing his official visit in Oregon right after his Oklahoma visit, which is Champ U barbecue weekend. He's supposed to go June 23rd through 25th. Bad Boys canceled. So it looks like he's going to be here. And if we can sell him, we might get a commitment on Champ U barbecue weekend. That will be a wild weekend if we can get some multiple commitments and build this class. I'm crossing my fingers and toes, but I know that that's usually when Oklahoma tries to schedule and get most of their commitments is around that time, is to get people to key in on that weekend. Gives them an opportunity to do all their official visits in June. And those that want to commit before they start their senior year, they do it usually that weekend or the last weekend in July. I'm just going to say I'm pretty excited at the idea of getting this Bennett Warren. He was one player that I've talked about in the past. He's one that I'm actually been excited about. And he's one that I'm hoping that we can get our hands on because he's beastly of an offensive lineman. We'll look at film on him on another video and go through it. But he's also one of the players that, as I wrap this bad boy up, that you guys got to remember. He was one of the recruits that retweeted the Message Board Geniuses tweet about, fans losing their minds. And so, like I said, I'm not going to preach to y'all ad nauseum. I've done this on numerous videos before. Y'all know how to conduct yourselves, but recognize they see that, they recognize it, but I don't think it phases a lot of them. A lot of them know that ain't none of y'all going to beat them up. So they good, especially once they get in the gym with Schmitty. The key thing is, though, is to still spread love on these players, regardless of where they go, because you never know. We may get them in the transfer portal. There is a chance that can happen because college football is fluid nowadays. It ain't something that just happened one time. So hop in the comments. Let your boy know what your thoughts are. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification. I would love to hear from you all on your thoughts on these latest updates. And we'll have some more videos coming down the line. We'll talk soon. Peace.